Live from the campus of Ventura College, Mike Cepeda, Jeff Stoynoff with you on today's coverage, the championship game in the Ventura College 20th Annual Tournament of Champions here. Jeffrey, a fantastic matchup, Mount Sac, Ventura College, a storied rivalry, and these coaches very familiar with each other.
Yeah, and a good test here early in the season to see where you are as a team, where you're excelling, and where might be areas of opportunity. And I'm sure that is exactly how these coaches will use this game. Yeah,
and obviously, when you talk about Mount Sac this year, you're going to talk a lot about John Vermillion. She was fantastic in games 1 and 2 of this tournament. Was really the driving force behind what was just a relentless offensive rebounding attack for the Mounties yesterday in a win over San Joaquin Delta. And on the other side of it, Coach Critchlow goes, look, we have to contain a very well-coached team. It's going to start with Jasmine Martin.
Yeah, absolutely. Martin goes for 20 points yesterday. A couple of players, I think, in this game as well, to keep an eye on. Both players coming off a little bit of a struggle. Start with Ventura. Davina Del Castillo, 0 for 6 from the field. She did have the 15 rebounds, continued, obviously, to make her presence felt on both ends of the floor in that regard. But look for her to bounce back today. Look for the Pirates to try and get some touches for her, maybe get her going offensively, because ultimately they're going to need her to step up, not just in terms of energy and rebounding, but also in the scoring column as well, if they're going to pull what has to be considered at least a mild upset here against Mount San Antonio College. On the other side, how about Dominique McLaughlin? Yesterday, kind of a quiet effort. A pretty good job by San Joaquin Delta. They harassed her into 8 turnovers, but she's too good of a player for that, and you expect her to bounce back. She's a very dangerous player. She's the leading scorer right alongside John Vermillion for Mount San Antonio College, and the Pirates have to be very aware of her as well.
Yeah, it's there are a lot of weapons at the disposal for Coach Critchlow and Mount Sac. And Mount Sac, the X factor that Coach Critchlow, and I just had a conversation with him, the X factor that he is a little worried about today, Davina Del Castillo, who you said struggled yesterday from the field, but 15 rebounds. Look, if you're not scoring, you got to be doing something else. And Davina Del Castillo knows the system so well, very high basketball IQ, and she's just a constant motor that never seems to stop. And they're going to go at her early to try and get her in foul trouble.
Yeah, if Del Castillo has a great game, that's a great sign for the Pirates, because it will mean that Mount San Antonio College isn't getting as many of those second and third chance points that they rely on to be successful.
Another X factor today for Alyssa Root to get off the schneid from 3. A fantastic shooter in her own right, but struggled from the floor yesterday from deep. I'd like to see her put a couple triples up on the board. And if she can, that's going to help close the gap. And you know what? I'm smelling a little upset here at Ventura College.
Yeah, along the lines of that point, so often both of these teams create those second and third chances. That's where you see the defense in a little bit of disarray. That's where you get open looks for 3. And that's where both of these teams can kill you. So look for someone like Root to be looking for those kinds of opportunities in space when it's a little more helter-skelter. And so, the team that is better, they're similar in so many ways, Michael. So the team that's better able to get on the offensive glass, create those opportunities, maybe create odd man opportunities where the defense is out of position, that's the team that's going to be successful here, because both teams are difficult to beat when they can set up their defense.
Yeah, who's going to impose their will, we'll find out in a few minutes. Coming up here on SoCalCollegeSports.com, the final of the Tournament of Champions here from Ventura College, Mount Sac and VC. Stay tuned. About to get underway here, the championship of the Tournament of Champions from Ventura College, sponsored by the Kiwanis Club. Mike Cepeda, Jeff Stoynoff with you on today's coverage. Our second game of today, we saw the third place game go to San Joaquin Delta and win over College of the Canyons, and we are set and ready to go. It'll be Vint and Tiana Douglas jumping center. We will redo it. Mount Sac starting today. Dominic McLaughlin, Tiana Douglas, Deja Siaki, John A. Vermillion, and My Joy Adams. For the Pirates, it's Davina Del Castillo, Nikki Puga, Kylie Vint, Jasmine Martin, and Celeste Salazar. Salazar with the ball right now, hands off to Martin. Martin crossover dribble into the lane, shot up, no good. Rebound, one, fought for, and one. It's going to be a foul call. It's going to go against Kylie Vint, battling down low with John A. Vermillion. Jeff had a conversation with Robin Hester before the game today. I thought Kylie Vint at times looked a little soft right there, battling with a player that likes to battle down low, and John A. Vermillion.
Yeah, she's matched up with Vermillion right off the bat.
McLaughlin hands off, or passes off to Siaki in the corner. Siaki with a fantastic game yesterday, finished with 14 points in that one.
Yeah, 4 threes in the first half to help the Mounties open up the 15-point lead.
Vermillion going to fire a long two and nail it. And the book on Vermillion, just very, very savvy basketball player, high basketball instinct and IQ. She strikes first blood for the Mounties.
And she knows that's going to be a difficult shot for Vint to defend.
Vint has it blocked by Douglas. Off to the races for Mount Sac. That should have been a travel call. No call made on Tiana Douglas. Mount Sac, an early 4-0 run to open the game. Puga will bring it up. Del Castillo to her left, inside looking for Vint. It's going to be a foul call. It's going to be an offensive foul going to go against Davina Del Castillo. Jeffrey, last year in the semifinal up at Las Positas, Davina Del Castillo came in nursing a knee injury. She's at full strength right now, but that knee injury prompted the coaching staff from Mount Sac to go right at Davina Del Castillo. They realized that she was having trouble keeping offensive players in front of her, and they got her in early foul trouble en route to the win, and eventually the state championship a season ago. John A. Vermillion has that one rim out. Talitha Draper now checked into the ball game for Vint. Biggest player on the floor, not something that Ventura has been able to say in the last few years. Versus Mount Sac. Puga fires from 17. That's off the mark. Draper fighting for the rebound versus Vermillion. Rebound is off. Falls to My Joy Adams. McLaughlin in the lane. Gives off to Vermillion. Thought about it from 17. We'll bring it back out to McLaughlin. 17 on the shot clock. Adams in the corner. McLaughlin. She'll fire a three and hit. And Puga falls asleep defensively. It's 7-0 Mount Sac on top of Ventura. Draper holding well out front. Douglas to steal for Vermillion. 3-on-1. My Joey Adams ahead of the pack. Lays it up, lays it in, and one. Fouled by Nikki Puga. 9-0. And an and one opportunity for the Mounties.
Yeah, right now the Pirates initiating their offense from too far outside. You saw Draper start to drive from outside the top of the key. And it's going to be difficult to get a lot done starting from that position, and the Mounties able to take full advantage getting the fast break the other way.
Well, Jeffrey, I could say that this one is off the rails for the Pirates, but that would imply that it was initially on the rails. And the Pirates struggling early on against the two-time defending state champion Mount San Antonio College Mounties.
Well, there's a little bit of bad timing here. The Mounties were torched for 25 points in the fourth quarter against San Joaquin Delta last night, and you had to imagine that they were going to come out very sharp and very focused after that kind of performance in the second half.
Del Castillo gives off to Root. Root inside to Draper. Draper up and under. A lot of contact and a foul called. And Draper, the nice post move down low. She'll be awarded 2 free throws.
Yeah, Douglas had the arm straight up, but a bit of a hip check sent Draper to the floor. And Draper will head to the line for a couple of free throws.
Ventura finally gets on the board. A nice touch on the free throw line there from Talitha Draper. 7:23 to go in the first quarter. It's a nice way to open the ball game if you're Mount Sac. Now up 9-2. McLaughlin brings it into the front court, gives it off to My Joy Adams. She gets it back. She's in the corner, gets a screen from Vermillion. Good ball movement here for the Mounties in the half court. My Joy Adams to the rack, off of the backboard, no good. Jazz Martin with a rebound, back the other way, 3-on-2. She has numbers. Spaces it out, slows it down, and she'll back it out. That's pretty good transition defense here from the Mounties. Salazar on the baseline, shot up, no good. Rebounded by Vermillion. Looked like she maybe traveled there. She saves it from going out of bounds, but right to Ventura. Del Castillo's fouled by Douglas, and 2 shots coming to Davina.
Well, this is what the Pirates are going to need if they want to climb back into this one. Second chance opportunity there after the initial missed shot.
I'll expect a lot of early substitutions here for the Pirates. We saw wholesale substitutions yesterday trying to keep the bodies fresh. Vint and Puga at the scorer's table right now. First free throw off the mark for Davina Del Castillo.
Yeah, for the most part, foul trouble won't be too much of an issue. Both these teams are very deep.
Draper comes off along with Martin. Melissa Omi getting ready to check in for Davina Del Castillo, the shooter, who missed on her first free throw. Second free throw up and good. It's 9-3. The Pirates in a 6-point hole. So Omi, Vint, Salazar, Root, and Puga on the floor right now for the Pirates. McLaughlin's going to bring it up. Siaki to her flank. Siaki sets the screen for Vermillion. Looking to post up Root is Siaki. They can't get it to her. Pretty good post defense from Root. Vint working on Vermillion. My Joy Adams. Good closeout on the baseline from Root. Siaki wide open from 12 feet, and she hits it.
Yeah, Adams draws the double team there, and a great job by Siaki finding an open spot.
Well, Siaki did a great job yesterday of taking what the defense gave her. They gave her way too many wide open looks, and Root to the win. Vermillion's going to be whistled for a foul, I believe, working on Puga. And indeed, that will go against John A.
Right now, it's still a lot of dribble penetration for the Pirates. But they are working the Mounties into a little bit of foul trouble.
Officials today, Zipporah Chase, Deanna Butler, and J.R. Castro here in the championship of the Tournament of Champions here from Ventura College. Sponsored by the Kiwanis Club. First free throw is good from Nikki Puga. Martin back into the ball game. Second free throw also good. So the Pirates chipping away here. Trailing it by 6, 11-5 after an early 9-0 run for the Mounties. McLaughlin working on Puga. Crossover to her left. Has her pocket picked. Puga back the other way. 3-on-2. Puga against the defense. Puts it up on the rim. No good. My Joy Adams with a rebound. She's in some traffic, and we'll have a timeout called, or is this going to be a foul? We'll go against Melissa Omi.
30-second timeout, and Ed Mercedes wants to talk it over.
I wonder if they're going to set up some type of press here. Well, it's not a made shot, so Mount Sac cannot run the baseline. 5:51 remaining here in the opening quarter. Remember, everybody, you can catch all of our games archived to our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. Big week of coverage coming up next weekend. It'll be the soccer championships from American River on Friday and Sunday. Women's volleyball championships. That will be on Saturday and Sunday from Solano College. We will have coverage of both of those events. Out of the timeout, 5:45 remaining in the first quarter. Tiana Burrell off to My Joy Adams. Inside, McLaughlin, pretty good position. Spin move, no good. Davina Del Castillo taps it to herself. Has another rebound. Off to the races is Ventura. And again, great transition defense here from Mount Sac. Back cut there from Martin. Draper in the middle. Oh, great post move inside. Not there on the finish. She's going to foul Vermillion over the back. What a terrific post move down low. Matt, can we see the replay there? Camera 2. One on the floor. Hopefully we can get to it at some point. Everybody, we are using a different software platform for today's games. Experimenting a bit, so some of our functionality will be compromised in terms of the replay aspect. Free throws up and good for Vermillion, 13-5. Coming up on the 5-minute mark here of the opening quarter. I just need to go on a run here. Looking to hand off to Martin. Martin looking for a backdoor. Puga picked up her dribble. Really in no man's land. Martin drives the lane. Shot up, no good. Rebounded by Draper. Draper puts it back up. Can't put it in. Rebounded by Burrell. Pretty good looks there for Ventura. They just can't get him to fall. Meanwhile, here's Siaki bringing it up the floor. McLaughlin enters into the high post. Has that one stolen. Here's Root. Root 3-on-1. Root 1-on-1 with McLaughlin. Kicks it back out. Puga will fire from 18. That shot no good. Rebounded by Alyssa Root. Inside Davina Del Castillo. Fantastic feed. Root to Del Castillo for 2.
Yeah, it's a great job, Root, with the no look. Pirates maybe starting to get their legs under them here a little bit.
McLaughlin in the corner, looking for a pick. No, she'll fire from 3. She hit one earlier from that distance. Can't get that one to go. Rebounded by Alyssa Root, and Root's trying to do it all right here. Gets it back. She's wide open from 3. Thought about it. Fires from the elbow. 15-footer. No good. Can't get the shooter's roll. Rebounded by Davina Del Castillo. Draper in the lane. She'll go up with the left hand. Offensive foul taken by John A. Vermillion. Jeff, that's a bit of a questionable call there. I thought Draper did enough to get to her left. I think that was more of a sell job by Vermillion than it was taking it in the chest.
Yeah, Draper, pretty good body control to get around Vermillion a little bit, but Vermillion able to hit the floor and get the call.
Yeah, and that's the question there. Is the player out of control? And in my opinion, going up there, I didn't think Draper was out of control. I thought it was a controlled effort going to the basket, but they whistle it in favor of the Mounties. Great help side defense from Davina Del Castillo. Salazar now on the break. 3-on-2. Textbook. Davina Del Castillo lays it up. Can't lay it in. Vint on the rebound. Puts it back up. 13-9. The Pirates cut it to 4.
Well, right now it's the Pirates having more success on the offensive glass. The Mounties came out with some hot shooting to take the early lead.
And the Pirates have chipped away here. 3:35 to go in the opening quarter. The championship matchup here, a rematch of last year's semifinal in the 3C2A for the state up in Las Positas. The Tournament of Champions, it's another turnover here for the Mounties. It'll go back.
Well, the Mounties average up at 26 turnovers a game on the season early on, and that's something that just kind of goes with the territory for that Mountie offense.
If you're Ventura, you have to make the Mounties pay when they do turn it over. They've done a pretty good job of being able to establish that here in the latter half of the first quarter. Martin has it at the top, working on Major Adams, a matchup that we expected. Davina Del Castillo kicks it out to Root. Pass not on the mark. She can't get a clean shot up. Salazar gets it back to Root. Root looking inside. Pretty good front defense in the post from Tiana Burrell, working on Davina Del Castillo. Root kicks it out. Jazz Martin from 3. No. Rebounded by Root. Taps it around to Salazar. Salazar kicks it out to Vint from the elbow. Shot is up. That one's in and out. Tapped out of bounds. It'll go back to the Mounties.
Boy, good looks for the Mounties and those shots. Very close. Mounties not getting a lot of love from the rim here in the first quarter there, Michael.
It's a big-time matchup early here in the season. You want to spread the word. You got some friends and family want to watch. SoCalCollegeSports.com on our website. You can go to our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. Watch on your phone, smartphone, tablet, PC. You got an Xbox One. You got an Apple TV. Search the channel. Use the YouTube app, SoCal College Sports 1.
I'd like to see the Mounties go back to John A. Vermillion, trying to run the offense through her on this set. They become a little bit out of sorts in their half-court set last couple times down. And when you're in that situation, that's when you want to go back to option number 1.
Jeff, you do any Black Friday shopping this week?
With what, John? No, I've kept an eye. Well, what do you get the guy who has everything? What can I say? Very, very blessed.
Oh, you're talking about me? I feel so blessed. 2:42 to go in the opening quarter. Siaki in the corner. She's been quiet. Celeste Brown with it out top. She'll reset the offense. Vermillion on the far side working on Melissa Omi. Siaki up top, wide open from 16. That one off of the mark. It's short. Rebound fought for it. It's going to be won by nobody. It'll be a jump ball. The arrow stays here.
Well, the Mounties really crashing the offensive glass.
Well, we talked about it. What team will be able to enforce their will, impose their will? Great cut by McLaughlin. Lay it up. No good. It's tapped out of bounds by Davina Del Castillo. They're going to say that it went off of Naivi Langi. It'll go back to the Pirates. Pirates in the penalty. Del Castillo is going to bring it up. Working on Langi. Jazz Martin to her left. Shot is up. This is going to be an offensive foul. Another one taken by Vermillion. As it looked like Jazz Martin went to the Carl Malone kick out there. See the replay on that, Maddie? You figure that out yet? That's all right.
Still working on it.
Still working. Brown kicks out to Vermillion. Vermillion looking inside. Can't get it to McLaughlin, who's guarded by Salazar. It's a pretty good closeout from Garcia. Garcia working on Brown. Ball finds itself in the hands of Johnny Vermillion. She's going to reset here with 10 on the shot clock. Looking for a screen from the left. Instead goes to Siaki from the corner. It's a three, and it's good.
Well, you can't go to sleep on Siaki even for a second.
Especially after the display yesterday. Coach Critchlow very proud of Siaki digging herself out of a hole. Great backdoor feed there. Root. That's a good closeout defensively down low. Root trying to pass it off. She throws it away. Celeste Brown back the other way for the Mounties. Gives off to McLaughlin looking inside Johnny Vermillion. And Root gets back defensively to interrupt that passing thought. 1:20 to go here in the first quarter. There's going to be an offensive foul called on Dominic McLaughlin. And that's really all about the effort of Alyssa Root. 16-9. Mount Sac on top of Ventura. Salazar will bring it up. Salazar looking for a back door. It's a pretty good denial there from Vermillion. Martin gets it at the high post, enters into the other high post. Gets it back from Davina Del Castillo. Soft touch, not there. Lange with a rebound. The Mounties now with it. Under a minute to go in the opening quarter. McLaughlin brings it up.
Well, if you're the Pirates, you can't be frustrated that some of these shots from in close aren't going down. They're getting the shots they want.
Siaki looked like she traveled.
Or was she bumped?
We'll say she bumped into the travel, so Siaki will have two shots coming her way. First free throw up and no good. I love the ball don't lie reference.
Yes, you do.
Martin's going to come off. Here comes Vint and Puga back into the contest for the Pirates. 40 seconds to go here in the first. Siaki missed on the first, makes on the second, gets it out back to an 8-point lead for Mount Sac. Puga brings it up quickly for the Pirates, and that one thrown away by Puga, intended for Vint. McLaughlin now brings it back out for the Mounties. About a 4-second differential on the shot clock and the game clock. Mounties kick it out to Siaki. Siaki needs to shoot that shot. She was wide open. Pick and roll, Vermillion. Vermillion off of the glass. Sweet touch. Under 10 seconds. It's out to double digits for Mount Sac. Puga going to have to fire it up. Vint at the high post. Garcia, I don't think got that one off. It'll be waved off, and we'll go into the second quarter. Mount Sac with a commanding double-digit lead on top of the Pirates. You are watching the Ventura College Tournament of Champions, sponsored by the Kiwanis Club here in Ventura.
Second quarter underway, and the Pirates trailing at 19-9. Garcia off to Salazar. Garcia starts to drive, kicks it out. Salazar for 3. She hit 3 in the game last night, misses that one. Rebound to McLaughlin. And the Mounties come back looking to extend on a 10-point lead. Vermillion from 17, off the glass and good.
I think she called it.
Well, you got to believe that she did, the way that she's been playing this weekend. 21-9. It's an 8-0 run for the Mounties, who have opened up their largest lead at 12. Omi, hands to Martin. Jazz kicks it outside. Salazar, dribble drive, shot off the glass, and it's no good, but a foul called, and Celeste Salazar gets to the line for a couple of free throws.
Salazar bailed out there, and I thought she had an even easier path to the basket if she goes earlier in that drive there. Can we bring that back, Maddie? Right there.
Salazar misses on the first free throw. Del Castillo replaces Omi in the lineup. Puga returns as well for Ventura.
I see it right here as Martin hands off. Salazar right there. She needs to go to the basket. She will be awarded 2 free throws.
Salazar comes up empty on both free throws. Jackson has the rebound, and the Mounties back the other way in command here early in the second quarter. Siaki drops it to McLaughlin. Off to Vermillion. Mounties methodically running the offense, and the shot clock is down to 6. Siaki with the spin move, shot off the glass, no good, but a foul call. This will be on Del Castillo.
It's her second.
And Del Castillo moving over to give help, and I think Michael looks like she just caught her with a lower body on the drive.
A little contact on the shot. That's going to be called very often.
In and out on the first free throw for Siaki. The Mounties struggling from the line early this season. Last night they were 14 of 27. Nearly came back to burn them on the furious late rally by the Mustangs. But they were able to hold off. San Joaquin Delta. Siaki, meanwhile, converts 1 out of 2. 13-point lead, and the Pirates struggling to get something going offensively. Puga pounds the dribble. Waves off Omi. Starts a drive. Finds Vint. Circles left. Shot off the glass. Won't go. Loses the handle on the way up. Pirates maintain. Puga will fire from 3.
Puga steps into that one and swishes it home.
Puga hit a 3. 14 points last night. So she's now 2 out of 3 from three-point range here this weekend. Maybe the offense will come from the outside for the Pirates. Vermillion into the lane. The fadeaway is good. Boy, that's pretty. John A. Vermillion, and she just has so many ways it seems that she can beat you on the offensive end. 24-12.
What did I say last game? Reminds me a little bit of Moses.
Yeah. I got to tell you, I watched a lot of Moses Malone. That wasn't a shot that we saw too often from Moses Malone. That was,
with better touch, might I say?
That was pretty. Moses Malone, of course, though, ridiculously gifted. 24-14. But Moses was, man, he was pure power. Just very fast feet, great footwork, and just really puts you in the torture chamber. Spent a lot of time at the free throw line.
That's for sure.
Celeste Brown drives the lane, shot up, no good. Vint with the rebound. The Pirates come back, trailing by 10.
Puga, meanwhile, has accounted for the last 2 buckets for Ventura, a 3 and a deuce.
Changes as Root returns.
Pirates.
Avery Brunk checking into the game for Ventura. So it's Root and Brunk along with Puga, Omi, and Celeste Salazar. So this is a sharpshooting unit on the floor with Puga and Salazar along with Root. Maybe Ned Mercedes going to look to go to the 3 ball. Scoop missed everything for Puga. Brown over the timeline. Good hands. Puga with the steal. One-on-one on Brown. In from the left. Misses the layup. Gets the offensive rebound. Shot no good. Rebound on the floor, and Jackson's got it for the Mounties. It's a great opportunity for the Pirates, but Puga can't quite finish. Score remains 24-14. McLaughlin around to Jackson screen. MyJoy Adams comes up shooting from 15, missed. Rebound to Salazar. 3-on-3, Root into the front court. Hounded on the far side. And now it's a loose ball. It's on the floor and out of bounds, and it'll stay with Ventura. Shot clock at 18. And the Mounties really extending the defense here with this current lineup on the floor. And Mike, this is a sharp-shooting team that the Pirates have on the floor, but I'm not sure where the dribble penetration is going to come from with this unit.
Well, the dribble penetration, it's a great point, Jeff. It's nowhere to be found because they don't have the athletes to get past the athletes of Mount Sac. And here comes Jazz Martin as soon as I say that, probably the only one with the ability to do so. Question is, can Martin facilitate in that role?
Martin comes to get the ball, and she'll be at the controls here. Plenty of time on a fresh shot clock. Martin starts a drive, spins into the lane. A little stutter step now through a double team.
What a move.
Shot won't go, but Jazz going to head to the line for a couple of free throws. Martin, a sophomore in Palm Beach, Florida.
Matt, can we go to the replay on the floor shot? Okay.
First free throw is good for Martin.
No, it's too far back. No. Forward. Forward.
And the second one rims in. So Martin converts on a couple of free throws. 24-16. Brown. Jackson, they work it around. Brown passes on the three. Hooks it back outside. Shot off the glass is good for Vermillion.
Vermillion, glass again. I don't think she called it that time. She's laughing all the way to the bank.
26-16. Garcia holding on Brown, skips it to Omi. Backdoor cut to Martin. Comes up shooting from 10 feet. It's short, but Martin gets the rebound. Pirates work it around to Brunk. Omi down low, spins. Scoops it up with the left hand, can't get it to go, but gets the offensive rebound, and the Pirates will reset.
She missed Garcia cutting.
Omi again, working in the low post. This time she's fouled by Jackson. So trying to establish the low post offense with sophomore Melissa Omi. Omi's free throw is good. Much of the Pirate offense coming from the free throw line so far tonight. In and out on the second free throw. 26-17. The Mounties jumped out to a quick 9-0 lead to start the game, and the Pirates have been unable to get any closer than 5 since then. Adams in the low post. Shot no good. The rebound pulled down by Vint. Salazar into the front court with no numbers. Leaves it for Martin. Martin, hard drive to the glass. Blocking call. Jazz going to head to the line for a couple of more free throws. Vermillion with the foul. That's her second with 4:26 to go here in the first half. So potentially a development as Vermillion has 12 in the game to lead the Mounties, but she'll check out. And Tiana Burrell will return, and perhaps an opening for the Pirates here midway through the second, trailing by 8.
And Jeff, I think that's well noted. It's an opportunity here for the Pirates to really close the gap. They have not played a very good half of basketball, but they're within striking distance.
In and out on the second free throw. 26-18. Brown quickly ahead to Siaki. Brown drives the lane, fans it out. Jackson from 10 feet off the back iron. Salazar had it for a moment, but Brown gets it in a crowd. She forces one up, and this time Salazar has the rebound. Ventura back the other way, looking to cut into an 8-point deficit. Salazar still on the drive, coast to coast, has that shot blocked out of bounds. Here comes Dominique McLaughlin. Coach Brian Critchlow wanting to get a little more offense on the floor. And leading scorer McLaughlin returns with Vermillion on the bench. Martin will bring it in, baseline left, still looking. Finds Salazar. Puga checked by McLaughlin. Leans over the dribble. Finds Vint from 15. That one rattles home.
That's her shot. Kylie Vint really in the mold of a stretch 4 European 5. She's been forced to play the 5 given the lineups, but very effective from 17 feet. We see it right there from the elbow.
26-20. McLaughlin from 16 feet answers back. Dominique McLaughlin. She's got 5 in the game. 28-20. This is what makes the Mounties so tough. It's so hard to make a run against their defense, and then when you do, they have a way of executing offensively. McLaughlin with the steal. Off to Adams. Adams trying to split a double team, and she walked. So the turnover gives it back. 3:12 remaining here in the first half.
It's a good eye there from Zipporah Chase, referee. Crew's been pretty good here in the final.
Salazar working against Burrell. Around a Martin screen. Martin picked up by Burrell in a switch. Kicks it out to Root. Root in the corner. Gets a screen from Omi. And a foul.
Go against Brown?
Yeah, Celeste Brown, and the Mounties are in the penalties, so that'll send Root to the line.
It's a welcome sight.
Root readies the free throw. That one in and out.
And that's a surprise here, Jeffrey, because Alyssa Root is the designated free throw shooter when technical fouls are called. So that is a rare miss for Alyssa.
Well, that rim seems to be a little tight. As we watch here in the gym at Ventura, that one good. 7-point game. Brown and McLaughlin in the backcourt. This is Burrell for 3, missed everything. Lange trying to keep it alive but can't. It'll go back to Ventura. Adams, Lange, and Burrell up front. That's the 5 on the floor for Mount San Antonio College. Burrell on Salazar. Backdoor cut for Martin in a crowd. She's fouled. Going to head to the line for a couple of free throws. Well, this is the nightmare of defending a player like Jasmine Martin. Works you into the penalty, and then so hard not to foul her.
Yeah.
She works off the ball, and she gets to the line where she hits the first. 2:27 remaining in the first half, 28-22. It's been a game effort from the Pirates after falling behind early to try and get back in this one, but that is just so very difficult to do.
And they finally got up onto the bike. They've been in comeback mode ever since. They finally cut it to 5 here.
This is as close as they've been.
Remember, Mount Sac opened this game with a 9-0 run.
McLaughlin over the timeline, signaling a play. Tries to drop it down low, looking for Brown. Brown does keep it alive, but the ball's out of bounds, going back to Ventura. It's very clear as we watch this team early in the season that so much of this team offensively and defensively runs through John A. Vermillion.
Yeah.
And they're a little out of sorts without Vermillion on the floor. And, of course, I think the other side of that is it's early in the season. Later in the season, I think players will be a little more better defined in their roles. And the Mounties will probably be able to work without their leader on the floor.
Nice move.
Martin dancing on the dribble. A little hesitation, then fires it home from 10 feet.
Yeah, and she gives a mouthful to the bench of Mount Sac.
28-25. Quick pass down low. Lange misses the layup.
Yeah, you got to have that. Puga maybe got her down low, at least spooked her anyway.
Puga backs it out. Around a high screen from Vint. Now down low to Vint. Working on Lange. Turnaround shot off the glass.
Vint at 6'2", and with some long limbs there, and that's a tough matchup for Lange.
Pirates on a run. They're within one. McLaughlin cross to Brown. Joy Adams in the corner. Drives to the glass. Layup won't go. Rebound fought for. It's a scrum down low. Salazar had it and digs it out. Celeste Salazar with a terrific rebound in traffic, and the Pirates are looking for the lead. Martin's going to hold things up.
Smart play by Martin. Let it develop. Don't force the issue.
Yeah, you want to get a good set here if you can, looking for the lead. And a timeout taken by Ventura. 40.7 to go, and it's a 30-second timeout. And you really have to like what Jasmine Martin's been able to do in this second quarter to really help key this run for the Pirates.
Well, Coach Mercetic is not happy with the fact that Jazz Martin held up there. He wanted a 2-for-1 situation, and I see where his gripe is. I think you can go either way there. I think in the heat of the moment, you'd like to go for the 2-on-1 given the situation. But at the same time, you want to get a good set. You don't want to spark transition going the other way because that's what Mount Sac feasts on.
40.7 to go. Good news for Ned Mercetic. They can still get a 2-for-1.
They shoot quickly here.
So they got that going for them, which is nice. 14 on the shot clock for the Pirates. The Pirates do have fouls to give here in the final 40.7. They have just one team foul here in the second quarter. This is a terrific response from the Pirates.
Indeed.
After trailing big in the first quarter. Martin will bring it in on the near side. Gets it back on the give and go into a crowd. Lays it in. Jazz Martin up to 9 in the game. And it feels like more. 29-28, the Pirates have scaled the mountain. They're back in the lead. McLaughlin circles around the screen, kicks it out to Brown.
You are a wordsmith, my friend.
Brown circles left, back to Burrell. Shot clock down to 11, about a 5-second difference. Burrell will try for 3, that's good. Tiana Burrell with a big shot from outside. They'll call that a long 2. 30-29. Mount San Antonio College with a 1-point lead down to 1 second. Puga's got to force one up. It's partially blocked. And we head to halftime with Mount San Antonio College leading by 1, 30-29 over Ventura in the VC-Kiwanis Tournament of Champions here on SoCalCollegeSports.com and the VC Sports Network.
Halftime in the championship of the Tournament of Champions here from Ventura College, sponsored by the Kiwanis Tournament, or Kiwanis Club. Mike Cepeda, Jeff Stoynoff with you. 30-29 at the half. We got a ball game here, Jeffrey.
Yeah, absolutely. Great response from the Pirates after a very slow start. The Mounties came out like a house of fire, executing on both ends and took a big lead, but the Pirates chipped away, and now it'll be up to the Mounties to make an adjustment here to start the third quarter, and that's exactly what I expect to see.
Yeah, the house of fire eventually burned down in the second quarter, and the Pirates did a great job of getting back into this one, really spearheaded by Jasmine Martin. She finished the first half with 9 points. And also Nikki Puga, she went a little run, she hit one from three, seemingly finding the stroke there, and it could be a different script in this one, in this championship, versus what we saw in the semifinal last year at Las Positas.
Yeah, absolutely. John A. Vermillion really keying the offense. You know, they so clearly do a great job of running the offense through Vermillion. She is upwards over 3 assists a game early in the season. So it's not just simply that they get scoring from Vermillion, but they run a lot of pick and spot up, a lot of pick and roll with Vermillion, inside out, using Vermillion to then pass the ball back outside. So it all kind of flows through her. And when she went to the bench with the second foul, that's when the Pirates really made their move. But she'll be back to start the third quarter. And she was 5 of 6 in the first half, ending with 12 points if memory serves. And the Pirates still need to find a way to defend her because she'll be back to start the third.
To be honest, I thought they did a fantastic job in that first quarter. John A. Vermillion is going to make her shot. She's going to get hers. What do you need to do? You need to keep her off the boards. They did exactly that in the first half. Only 1 rebound for John A. Vermillion. That's not something you see very often in the stat sheet for John A. And Dominique McLaughlin, I thought the defense on her was very good. Celeste Salazar doing a fantastic job on that assignment. 1 assist, 4 turnovers, only 5 points for Dominique. So obviously Dominique going to have to raise her game here. But Celeste Salazar, I'm talking with Coach Hester previous to the weekend, she just does a great job defensively, and defensively to start the year, their best player by far. And as a team, Pirates battled against arguably the top team in the state in Mount San Antonio College. So they're right here, 30-29. We head into the third quarter. We're 3 minutes away from the start of the second half. You are watching Ventura College Tournament of Champions, sponsored by the Kiwanis Club. Back in a moment here on SoCal College Sports. Jasmine Martin finishes the first half with 9 points. John A. Vermillion finishes the first half with 12 points. It's a battle of 23s. Yesterday it was a battle of 24s. I believe it was Celeste Salazar who led the scoring for the Pirates in the first half, going up against Morgan Bizel of College of the Kings in their win in the semifinals. We are underway here in the second half. Mount Sac and Ventura. Championship game of the Tournament of Champions here at Ventura College. John Vermillion off the mark on the opening attempt of the third quarter. Jasmine Martin back the other way quickly for Ventura. It's a floater from 15. That's no good. Vint working for a rebound, working against Janae Vermillion, and Vint will be whistled for a foul. And Jeffrey, Vint, a very good job being physical down low and not backing down to the physicality challenge that has been presented by Mount Sac, and I believe that has set the tone here for the Pirates.
And I think there's a decided effort from the Pirates heading into this one to really try and tire Vermillion out by making her work on both ends of the floor.
How bad was the first quarter for the Pirates? They were 2 of 15 from the field, and they are down by 1 at the half. There's a resilient effort. Siaki from 3, no good. Rebound tapped around by Vent.
Didn't quite have her feet under her for that shot.
Martin comes away with a rebound. Salazar with it on the far side, looking to enter in. Lob pass into Kylie Vint. Vint passes out to Jasmine Martin. She'll fire from 18. That one's off the mark. Rebound tapped around. It'll be won by Vint as it goes off of Vermillion. It'll stay down here with the Pirates.
Yeah, Vint maybe gets away with going over the back a little bit on that one, but the Pirates will take it.
She went over the shoulder. It could have been called. I see where you're going with that. Martin enters into Salazar, gets it back from Salazar, looking for the baseline, enters in the middle, some contact on the shot, no call, rebounded by Burrell. McLaughlin back the other way quickly for the Mounties, gives off to Siaki. Siaki enters into McLaughlin. That's going to be a foul. And that's too early here in the third quarter for Kylie Vint. Her third. And here comes Talitha Draper. Draper presents a different mismatch problem. More power down low, not as much touch from 15. But a force to be reckoned with in the middle. Vermillion battling for position, working on Davina Del Castillo. Del Castillo forces the pass out to Burrell. McLaughlin off of a screen, fires, doesn't hit. Draper with a rebound. Good offensive set there for the Mounties, just can't get it to go. Salazar now in transition back the other way. Nearly lost the ball, gives it into Draper. Draper is fouled by Burrell. Third team foul combined in less than a minute and a half of the third quarter. Martin is going to bring it in, looking for Draper. Pass stolen by McLaughlin, intended for Salazar. Dominique, one-on-one with Salazar. Salazar goes straight up, Vermillion with a rebound. Draper converges defensively, gets a block. Siaki kicks it out to Burrell from 3. That one off the mark. Vermillion battling down low. This is going to be a foul called. Martin came up with the rebound, but I think they're going to get either Salazar or Puga. And it will go against Nikki Puga. Martin's going to come off. She'll be replaced by Garcia.
So the Pirates back to the lineup without Martin on the floor. We'll see how they run their offense.
Have a kick by Salazar. McLaughlin looking to enter it in. Where's the 5 call? Davina Del Castillo on a steal, and she's going to be fouled by Vermillion.
That's number 3 on Vermillion. And that all starts with good defense on the inbounds pass. Nowhere for McLaughlin to go with the ball. Ultimately, she has to attempt the dangerous lob to Vermillion that's broken up.
Yeah, I think Coach Critchlow would have preferred there be a 5-second call versus the third foul on John A. Vermillion. She will stay in the game.
No question.
Good footwork from Draper. Draper with a left-handed layup. No. Burrell with a rebound. I really like the footwork from Talitha Draper. Just needs to work on the finish. She'll be just fine.
You know, Mike, I agree with you. I think the footwork looks very good. She's just in a little bit of a hurry.
Yeah, getting the shot off. I agree.
For a second.
It's a great observation. Siaki to the rack. 12-footer good.
Yeah, Siaki's so very dangerous, quiet, and then you turn your head for a second, and she makes you pay.
Del Castillo drives the lane. Scoop shot up and good. She might have been fouled. Either way, it's a response from Davina Del Castillo on the other end. The lead back to 1 for the Mounties. Adams out to Burrell. Burrell thought about the three. Instead, will drive the lane, working on Garcia. Kicks it out. Vermillion from 18. Draper tried to take a charge. Puga mistimed her jump. MyJoy Adams tries to put one up over Divina Del Castillo. Del Castillo got hit in the eye. Rebounded Draper off to Salazar. Salazar in transition. And again, the transition defense spectacular for the Mounties. Draper working on Vermillion. That rebound tapped out by Divina Del Castillo, rather.
You know, Mike, that's a very heady play from Vermillion. That's twice now that they've gone right after on the defensive end, but she knows the situation. She knows she's playing with 3 fouls. She's done a terrific job of standing straight up, still contesting shots, but making sure not to pick up that 4th foul. And, you know, that's a lot easier said than done, as we see in our coverage, week after week.
Especially when you're going at the pace that you're running at.
Yeah,
down on the floor.
You know the situation, but without thinking about it, you drop that arm, you pick up that foul.
Meanwhile, Divina Del Castillo has 3 fouls in the books herself. MyJoy Adams kicks it out, near side. Siaki out to McLaughlin, driving the lane, inside, looking to get it back, stolen by Salazar.
That's a great job by Salazar on that passing lane. That's what Rob Hester's talking about.
Heady defense, very good anticipatory skills. Salazar looking for the back cut, and this is going to be a foul on Siaki. Siaki whistled for a hand check. That was a terrific find to Divina Del Castillo. She would have a wide open layup. Meanwhile, that's a 3rd team foul on the Mounties. Pirates already in the penalty. Sideline out of bounds. Jazz Martin back into the contest along with Melissa Omi, Salazar, Divina Del Castillo, and Garcia. They enter in to Salazar. Elena Garcia looking inside to Omi. Omi, great footwork inside. Left-handed layup on Siaki. And Melissa Omi gives the Pirates the lead at 33-32.
And Omi recognizes she's got a mismatch down low and goes right to work.
That is a textbook dribble drop from Melissa Omi. Siaki from 3. Garcia late getting there. And Siaki makes her pay. Lead back to the Mounties by 2, 35-33. 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Salazar nearly traveled, establishes her pivot foot. Garcia cutting to the basket. Omi looking for a backdoor. Salazar right there. The pass is stolen by Burrell. Here comes McLaughlin from Mount Sac. Working left to right. McLaughlin. Nobody stops the ball. She'll lay it up, but not in. Rebound fought for, tapped around, finally won by Divina Del Castillo. Here come the Pirates. Salazar will fire from 20. That's short. Del Castillo on the long ricochet. She'll fire from 12. Maybe got tapped on the arm. A fast pace here, Jeffrey. Adams drives the lane, kicks out. That's Garcia trying to take the charge.
Yeah, so will not be a shooting foul. Well, it's the 5th.
You know,
so it ends up it will be.
You call Vermillion a couple times and you give her the charge call. She's probably taken about 3 charges in the game. One of them was a little suspect, and I will get on the refereeing a little bit there. That's a pass where the offensive player leaves their feet, bumps into the defending player. A little bit out of control, but the call goes against the defense. MyJoy Adams hits on the first.
Yeah, close call to be sure, and it goes the way of the Mounties. You know, Mike, one adjustment that we see here is right now the Mounties have switched up, and they have Adams on Martin, and I think that's a tough matchup for Martin. And that's
agreed.
That's the player that the Mounties – I thought that the Mounties would have Adams on Martin quite a bit, and right now she's really overplaying Jazz Martin, trying to keep the ball out of Martin's hands. And so Jazz Martin needs to find a way to come and get the ball.
Burrell out to Siaki, wide open from 3, missed assignment. Martin with a rebound off of the missed shot. Martin out to Puga. Puga will slow things up for the Pirates. Long pass ahead to Root. Root working on Siaki in the corner, looking for a pick. She'll get one from Vint. Good defense by Siaki. Root enters into Vint. Vint, turnaround jumper, no good. Omi taps around a rebound, finally finds the hands of Dominique McLaughlin back the other way for the Mounties. MyJoy Adams ahead of the pack. Adams, it goes off of her, out of bounds, back to the Pirates.
Yeah, Adams can't play the short hop and ends up going out of bounds.
Del Castillo at the scorer's table. She'll come back into the ball game. She'll replace Melissa Omi. Remember, Divina Del Castillo with 3 fouls. 4:43 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Del Castillo with it out front. Gets a screen from Jazz Martin. That one tapped out of bounds. I thought that was off of Adams. I thought she poked it away. They said it went off of Del Castillo. That was right in front of us, Jeffrey.
I'm going to say Del Castillo touched it last, and I do think it's worth noting that didn't seem to be much reaction from Del Castillo.
Martin will come back off.
Meanwhile, no Vermillion on the floor right now for the Mounties.
Adams turns the corner, kicks out. Douglas back to Siaki. Siaki did not handle that pass cleanly. Root moving her feet defensively. The ball finally with Burrell in the corner from three. No good. Tapped out of bounds. It'll go back to the Pirates.
Yeah, Burrell and Adams, or I should say Douglas and Adams both going after that ball. And the Pirates get it back.
.405 remaining in the third quarter. Tight one here in the championship of the Tournament of Champions here from Ventura College. Vint in the high post. Turn around, left-hand shot. Up, no good, but she's fouled by Douglas. Kylie Vint working inside. Good position down low. And she's been a handful here, Jeffrey.
Yeah, the Pirates doing a good job right now in their offensive sets of really spacing the floor and giving Vint some room to work in the low post.
Wonder at what point do you maybe explore the possibility of having Draper and Vint out there. Vint with the ability to stretch it, and Draper such a force down low, and Del Castillo flying in if you want to go big. Don't know if we saw that matchup out there or that lineup out there last night, Jeffrey.
Yeah, the Pirates did go with a big lineup, but I don't think they had the two of them out there together.
Yeah. Maybe explore the possibility of Jazz Martin, Celeste Salazar, Del Castillo, Vint, and Draper out on the floor at the same time. That's a big lineup. Don't know if you can match up athletically on the other end, though, is the only problem. Obviously, early in the season, you want to feel things out. The lead cut to 2. The Pirates 34, Mount Sac 36. Siaki in the corner to McLaughlin. She gets a screen from Burrell. McLaughlin turns a corner from 18. That's good.
That's a shot that's really going to be there for McLaughlin, not just tonight, but all season. Yeah. Working off of that screen, and with her ability to explode to the basket, you have to respect that.
Puga gets a screen from Vint off to Del Castillo in the lane, and Davina connects.
And that's what Del Castillo does so well. Really tireless off the ball, and they're a good cut and the finish.
Burrell goes off of the foot of Puga. Burrell finds it in the corner, and a lucky bounce results in 2 for Burrell. So Tiana now up to 4 points on the day. 40-36. Mount Sac on top of Ventura. Salazar gives back to Vint at the elbow. Shot is up. It's short. Del Castillo flying in for the rebound. Can't corral it. McLaughlin now with it. Mount Sac. It's a fantastic find from McLaughlin, but the pass not on the mark. Siaki now with it up top for the Mounties, and she'll reset. Puga comes out to defend. Shot goes up in the lane. That one well off the mark. That was Tabitha Jackson. Martin now with it for the Pirates. Coming up on the 2-minute mark in the third quarter. Martin is fouled, and that will be 2 free throws coming to Jazz Martin. Both teams now in the penalty.
Yeah, 15 foul.
The struggles from the line continue here, Jeffrey, for the Pirates.
Yeah, and a couple of those are well short, and it's the end of a long weekend here. 3 games in 3 days.
Good point.
A lot of minutes, and legs might not fully be there anymore. You got to find a way, though, for another 12 minutes.
And it looked like Martin made an emphasis to use her legs on that shot. Second free throw up and good. The deficit is 3 for Ventura. Draper into the ball game. Guarding Jackson inside. Siaki holding near side. Guarded by Brunk. This is MyJoy Adams now. Guarded by Martin. Draper tries to block. disrupted the shot. Davina Del Castillo can't prevent that ball from going out of bounds. It'll stay here with the Mounties. 1:55 to go in the third quarter. Fresh shot clock for the Mounties. Puga will check in at the scorer's table. She come out for Brunk or Martin.
Yeah, may just want to give Martin a minute or two here before she plays the fourth. Terrific screen.
Long two.
And they run Siaki off a baseline screen, and she's open for the shot.
Well, when you see a good screen, that's good execution, and on the money is Siaki for two. Draper has trouble corralling that pass from Salazar. Salazar needs to be a little cleaner there. McLaughlin now back the other way for the Mounties. Pass nearly stolen by Salazar. Siaki comes up with it. She's at the top. Deja gives off to Dominique. Dominique looking for a screen. She gets it. She's at the elbow. 17-footer off the back iron. Rebounded by Nikki Puga. Puga for the Pirates coming up on the 1 minute mark in the third quarter. Pirates still within striking distance, only down by 5. Behind the back dribble, Puga fires from 3. That's good. Nikki Puga.
Yeah, behind the back, step back 3. It's a little shades of Katie Campbell.
Yeah, a little bit.
Last year.
Katie Campbell now at Gonzaga. She'd be proud. That's for sure.
Back to a 2-point game. Pirates hanging around.
Siaki with it at the top.
Might have gotten away with one there.
Agreed. Dominique McLaughlin gives off. Pass not clean to My Joy Adams. Burrell will fire from 18 on the short corner. Rebounded by Brunk. Puga's going to slow things up here.
6-second difference.
Puga working on Burrell. Putting on a dribbling clinic. Gets a screen from Draker. A good one. Davina Del Castillo in the short corner. And we're all knotted up at 42. Del Castillo, great hands.
Yeah, and great job having her feet ready. Catch and shoot.
McLaughlin from 3 to close out the quarter. 45-42.
18 a game.
Puga tries to respond. 3 is up, no good. It was waved off regardless. 45-42. We head into the final frame. You are watching the championship match between Ventura and Mount Sac in the Tournament of Champions here on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
And we welcome you back to Ventura College, the VC-Kiwanis Tournament of Champions. Here on SoCalCollegeSports.com, 1 quarter to go, and the issue still very much in doubt. Mount San Antonio College with a 3-point lead in the championship game over host Ventura, 45-42. Del Castillo enters it into Vint. Left-handed layup, won't go. Long rebound. Adams had it for a moment but lost it out of bounds. So the turnover gives it back to Ventura, and another opportunity here as we just start the fourth quarter. Martin on the floor with Vint, Del Castillo, Salazar, and Puga for the Pirates to start the fourth. Martin will bring it in. Gets it back on the give and go. Drives the lane. Forces one up. Won't go. The rebound to Siaki. Celeste Brown with Siaki and McLaughlin, a 3-guard offense for Critchlow here to start the fourth quarter, along with Talitha Jackson and Tiana Burrell. This is Brown dancing on the dribble, kicks it out. Siaki baseline 3 is good. A long 2 and now a 3 from Siaki here in the last couple of minutes. And the Mounties, just like that, step back out to a 6-point lead. That's a big-time response after the Pirates had tied it up. Puga around a Vince screen. Del Castillo will try to answer. No good. Rebound tapped around. Salazar's got it back. Puga steps into a three. No good. Rebound pulled down by Burrell. Here come the Mounties looking to extend on the 6-point lead. Siaki will get it back to Brown, and now the Mounties will set up. Brown gets a Jackson screen. And the foul going to go against Jackson. Moving on the pick, and that'll give it back to the Pirates with 8:44 to go. Draper replaces Vint in the lineup for Ned Mercedes. Del Castillo between the circles. Finds Martin. Fakes, drives right, and a whistle before the shot. A hold on Burrell. That's her third. It's the second on the Mounties here in the fourth quarter. Martin will bring it in on the baseline, and a whistle off the ball. And the turnover sends it back to Mount San Antonio College. Draper, her third foul. They're quickly back the other way. Burrell in a crowd has that one blocked. It's on the floor. Del Castillo digs it out. Salazar into the front court. A drive on Siaki. The runner no good, but a foul called. Salazar going coast to coast and gets herself to the line for a couple of free throws. Salazar with 10 points. Check that. Celeste Salazar still scoreless tonight, so getting the line, and there's her first point. Salazar had 13 points last night in the victory over College of the Canyons. But the Mounties have done a pretty good job keeping their eye on Celeste Salazar. They haven't given her the kind of space from long range that she found against College of the Canyons on a couple of occasions. 1 out of 2 from the line. It's a 5-point game. Brown brings it over. Siaki gives back to Brown. Around a Vermillion screen. Siaki again gets the screen. They try to work the pick and roll to Douglas. Douglas lost the handle for a moment. It's on the floor now. It's a battle for the ball. Still no whistle. Here come the whistles, and it's a jump ball. The ball will belong to Mount San Antonio College. $7:53 to go in the ball game. And the Mounties lead it by 5. So it's Douglas with Vermillion up front. And McLaughlin, Brown, and Siaki as the Mounties continue to go with the 3 guards. It's a small lineup on the floor, but this is a tough lineup to match up with the versatility of Vermillion and then the good ball handling from McLaughlin, from Siaki, from Celeste Brown.
And Douglas just such an athlete at the disposal for Mount Sac. Yeah, you got to get Martin back in there.
Yeah, right now Martin on the bench. Draper and Del Castillo. And right now the Pirates are matching up as they brought in Alyssa Root to go along with Puga and Salazar. But here comes Martin to the scorer's table, and right now Ned Mercedes and Rob Hester, they're having a conversation with the officials, and I'm not sure what they're asking about.
Yeah, Deanna Butler. Bit of a heated exchange. I don't know if maybe something happened between Jazz Martin and somebody else. Here we go.
They'll bring it in on the baseline. Del Castillo goes for the steal and instead picks up the foul, number 4. Second team foul on the Pirates.
Del Castillo has to know better. Here comes Omi.
Yeah, still a long way to go in this one, 7:52, and they'll take Del Castillo out. Melissa Omi will return. Brown around a Vermilion screen. Drives it left to the lane, to the glass. Scoop shot, no good. Douglas on the offensive glass. The follow won't go, but she's fouled.
And you get the feeling that the difference in that possession being won, Davina Del Castillo, she's in the game, she probably secures that rebound. Instead, Douglas gets a second chance opportunity, an area where the Pirates have been so good.
Douglas' free throw is no good. When we talked about the Mounties having some struggles from the line, do you have the stats in front of you? What were they in the first half from the line? As they were just over 50% in the victory yesterday.
From the free throw line, you talking about the Mounties?
Yep.
Mounties were 60%, 3 of 5. Actually, 4 of 7, 57%.
And Douglas 1 out of 2 on that trip. Mounties lead it by 6. Salazar leans over the dribble. Hands to Martin, checked by Siaki. Martin taking some time. Meanwhile, the shot clock is down to 11. Martin starting to back down, drives into the lane. The floater is good.
Man, that's a tough shot. I mean, what an individual effort there from Jazz Martin. And if you're Mount Sac, don't you want her to take that shot?
I think you got to like your chances most of the time. Brown circles
offensive
left,
foul.
offensive foul. And if this is on Vermilion setting the screen, and it is. That's her 4th.
Yep.
And that is a big development.
And they were unable to sub in for Vermilion. I say you go right at her. And Omi's very adept in the post. See if you can ISO her one-on-one.
Martin on the drive. McLaughlin steps in front with the steal.
Travel.
Brown ahead to Douglas. Douglas missed the layup. The rebound's on the floor. It's all white jerseys, and it's out of bounds, but it'll belong to the Pirates. They'll say it's off of Douglas.
Douglas did not reestablish before she came back in. She touched it last. They finally get Vermilion out. That's a missed opportunity, Jeff. I think if you go ISO one-on-one with Melissa Omi and you take your chances, Omi's been very good in the post.
Puga, backdoor cut by Martin.
Jump ball.
And Brown able to tie her up, and the jump ball will keep it with Ventura. They'll bring it in baseline right. Draper returns, replacing Vint. So now a decidedly bigger lineup on the floor with Martin on the floor with Draper and Omi. This is Draper. Goes glass and lays it in. Talitha Draper pulls the Pirates within 2.
Draper's so much better today than she was yesterday.
McLaughlin starts a drive on Salazar, now backs out. Gets a screen from Douglas, step back from 17, rimming no. Rebound to Salazar, it's a 3-on-2 for the Pirates. Martin fakes the 3, drives the lane, the leaner, no good. Rebound on the floor, and Douglas has it for the Mounties.
Thought that hit the end line. Wow, referee right there.
Siaki, checked by Martin.
Good close
Top
out.
of the key to Burrell. Burrell off to Douglas. Shot clock at 10. McLaughlin between the circles. Around a Douglas screen. Drives it on Draper. Missed the layup. Douglas crashing the offensive boards. The follow won't go, and it's a shot clock violation.
Good job by the table. Ball did not hit the rim. Del Castillo now into the ball game, working with 4 fouls. At what point, if you're Mount Sac, do you bring back John A. Vermilion? Also with 4.
Still a lot of time with 5:27 remaining in the game. My Joy Adams returns, and she's on Jazz Martin. Puga with the crossover.
Travel.
Picks it up, no call. Salazar circling around to Draper screen. Step back 3, back iron, no good. Del Castillo had a hand on it, but Adams out with it. Siaki in on Puga. The layup is good.
That's great composure from Siaki on the run.
I got to tell you, Mike, I am very impressed with Deja Siaki. Yeah. Puga drives in from the left, blocked by Douglas. McLaughlin leading a 3-on-2. Fans it outside. Siaki from 12 feet.
It's a Deja Siaki 4-0 run. Timeout Ventura.
Siaki with 21 in the game to lead all scorers. 4:42 remaining in the ball game. And the Mounties back out to a 6-point lead. Ned Mercedes burns a timeout. We'll step aside at the VC-Kiwanis Tournament of Champions here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Pirates will work at the length of the floor, trailing it by 6. Puga picks it up on the far side, drops it for Draper, checked by Douglas. Draper starts a drive, again picks it up, looking for a cutter. Now she'll fire from 15 feet and gets the roll. Talitha Draper all of a sudden found herself open from 15 feet and shows the good touch. 53-49, Siaki open and buries it.
She has the last 7 points for the Mounties. Jeff, you said you were impressed with her. I'm very impressed with her as well, and with good reason.
And they lost her there coming up the court, and she was just entirely too open.
She has 24 points. How do you lose that player?
Draper outside, hands to Puga. Gets it back in the high post, starts a drive on Douglas, spins into the lane, missed the shot. Draper keeps it alive, has the rebound. Finds a cutting Puga. She's fouled on the way up, and Puga's going to head to the line for a couple of free throws. The Mounties are in the penalty. Well, no John A. Vermillion on the floor, but how about Deja Siaki stepping up big time? Last 7 points.
Yeah, you need to outscore Mount Sac when John A. Vermillion is on the bench, and the Pirates had an opportunity.
Puga hits the free throw. Vint returns for Draper.
I think Draper maybe got nicked up on that last possession. She heads immediately to the trainer's table.
3:42 remaining in the game. Puga's second free throw is no good. Douglas corrals the long rebound. The lead is 6 for Mount Sac.
Can't miss free throws here.
Brown. Over to Siaki. Checked by Puga. McLaughlin lobs it to Douglas. McLaughlin corrals the errant pass. Shot clock down to 8. McLaughlin picked up by Martin. Off to Brown. Kicks it outside. Shot from 12 feet, no good, and Martin has the one-handed rebound. The
sense of urgency has to be now for the Pirates. Martin needs to pick up the pace.
Martin working on Adams, tries to split a double team, still has it. Salazar for 3. Rims high, no good. Vint taps it to Del Castillo. Now Puga for 3. That's short. Rebound on the floor, and Siaki's got it. A couple of good looks from long range for the Pirates.
The ones that they needed. Man, just I thought that one from Puga was going in.
McLaughlin in the corner. Around a screen from Douglas.
Douglas gets away with one there.
Kicks it out. Siaki for 3. Off the iron.
There's a foul.
And a foul in the backcourt. Or no, travel.
Oh, wow.
So Vint doesn't get the foul call, and instead it's a turnover.
What are they watching? That's terrible. Vint gets bumped, falls over, and they call her for a travel?
Adams quickly double teamed back out to Siaki, and the Mounties going to be content to burn some clock. 2:20 and counting remaining in the game. McLaughlin picked up in a switch by Vint. That one partially blocked.
Off of Douglas.
And it's out of bounds.
Off of Douglas. Castro going to come over. J.R. Castro will come over and overturn the ball. I got to tell you, Jeff, the moment's getting away from the referees right here. A bad no call on the travel call for Kylie Vint. Vint will come off. She'll be replaced by Draper.
But let's also give a little credit there. Good communication.
Yeah.
They get the call. Ultimately, they get it right. As Castro heads over, and they confer and do get that call right. So 56-50. You know, if you're the Pirates, 2:10 remaining, but you're only down 6, but you need a hoop here, Michael. Del Castillo, hard drive, fans it out. Draper puts it on the floor, missed the layup. The rebound, back to Draper. Has it poked away and stolen. The Mounties have it, and Adams is fouled over on the far side.
I love the effort from Talitha Draper. Draper came off. She was smarting. She had to go to the trainer's table. She comes immediately back in, and here we come, Alyssa Root.
Root going to come in for Martin.
It's a defensive substitution here. Root was fantastic in that first half. Haven't really seen a lot of her here in the second.
I think it's interesting. McLaughlin has been matched up with Salazar for most of the night, but watching Siaki, you almost have to wonder if you wouldn't like to have the length of a Celeste Salazar guarding Deja Siaki.
Agree. But at the same time,
and then you know Puga maybe with the quick feet as well as McLaughlin fires from 20 feet, can't get it to go, but the Mounties get the offensive rebound as Douglas keeps it alive and gets it back.
As a team, you have to finish defensive possessions, and a quick foul from Salazar. Again, great defense from Salazar, hand right in the grill of Dominique McLaughlin, making it a tough shot. It's exactly what Robin Hester and Ned Mercedes want. They wanted to stay in front of Mount Sac, make them make shots over us. McLaughlin has struggled, although she does have 10 points on the evening.
And that one rims in. So McLaughlin makes it a 7-point lead for Mount San Antonio, 1:19 to go. Two out of two. And the lead back to 8. And now, in the vernacular of the late great Jim Durham, I think the Pirates need to pitch a shutout. Puga for 3, rims high, no good. Draper on the offensive glass. She's fouled on the putback, can't get it to go, but she will have a couple of free throws. Draper hits the first free throw. She had 3 points and 6 rebounds in 18 minutes yesterday, and it's been a similar type effort here tonight. She's got 7 points tonight, but a lot of energy. And Talitha Draper is a lot to handle down low.
Yep.
And I think, as we talked about, you've been impressed with the footwork, and with good reason. And I think if she continues to develop that, she can become a real difficult matchup.
Yeah, it's finishing at the rim. She does have a knee brace on, some type of a tape job on the knee. So you wonder, I mean, having played with the knee injury, I had surgery back in 2002, and really when you get players beneath you, you tend to think about it, and sometimes you miss out on finishing up top.
McLaughlin fouled in the backcourt by Garcia. So that'll send McLaughlin back to the line. She just hit a couple on her last trip.
Let's get some thank yous out of the way here. Thanks to Brian Critchlow for giving us some time before the ball game to talk about the matchup for this championship game in the Tournament of Champions here at Ventura College. Ned Mercedes, of course, head basketball coach, looking for win 800 this season. He is 4 away. Rob Hester, of course.
I got to tell you, I think he's going to get it.
I got to believe you're right. Will Cowan, athletic director here at Ventura College. Big John and the staff here.
I want to thank everybody
College.
Down on press row.
Yeah.
We've been down there. We've been furnished with statistics as the games have gone on. Really appreciate that time. And Rick Ruffinelli, the PA announcer, always helpful as well in any way that he can be. So really everybody in charge of this event across the board been so very helpful.
That one in and out from Martin, tapped out of bounds. I think this is off of Del Castillo. No, it'll stay here.
Down to 53 seconds.
How about Scott Buckley on the music? Matt, from Australia? So Scott Buckley, a shout out to him.
Martin will bring it in. Puga open for three. High arcer is good.
Get it.
5-point game. They'll bring the pressure. McLaughlin in the backcourt, fouled by Salazar. For Celeste Salazar, that's just her second foul. And McLaughlin, who so far has been very good from the line here down the stretch, will head for a couple of more. Well, for Puga, that's the three she's been looking for this entire second half.
Yeah.
McLaughlin's free throw is good.
Oh, Dominique now feasting at the free throw line. She's up to 15 points. Siaki with 24. Vermillion with 12.
You know, the Pirates did a pretty good job on Janae Vermillion. In fact, she's scoreless in the second half, battling foul trouble. 1 out of 2, but Brown keeps it alive. And you know, the Mounties just so tenacious on the offensive glass, and it's hard to keep them from having success there for 40 minutes.
Yeah, Coach Mercedes wanted to travel there on Celeste Brown before she was fouled, and I think that he had a point. You call it on Vint, but you don't call it on Brown there.
Brown misses the first free throw. Rashid.
Ball don't lie. Nice cue. Appreciate that. Floor shot.
Second free throw. That's no good. So still a 2-possession game. Salazar has the rebound over the timeline. Picks it up. Puga working on Siaki. Pops from 3. Back iron. Salazar tracks down the rebound and finds Martin. Martin hooks it back to Del Castillo. Del Castillo on the drive. She's fouled.
It's going to be 2 shots either way, on the pass or on the shot. Both teams in the penalty. Mountsack not out of hot water yet. A couple free throws made here. You get a turnover.
Adams with the foul. And Del Castillo's free throw no good. Again, catches the front iron. One more coming, and that one's good. So 1 out of 2 for Del Castillo. It's a 5-point game. They get it to McLaughlin, and you know, McLaughlin's got the kind of quickness that it's so hard to keep the ball out of her hands. Yeah. And you know, the Mounties have found a way to get it into her hands over and over again here in the fourth quarter when the Pirates want to foul, and so far she's 5 out of 6.
Draper going to check into the ball game right here, and then obviously this is for rebounding purposes. McLaughlin missed her last free throw. And Celeste Brown, the rebound.
Hits the first. So here comes Draper. And this one here would make it 3 possessions with 26 seconds remaining. And it's good. 63-56. And a timeout taken. 30-second timeout. And any more thank yous that we need to get to here?
How about the Kiwanis Club?
Yeah, absolutely.
Remember, everybody, you can go back and watch this game on the archive on our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. And tweet at us. Let us know how we're doing. It's at SoCal College SPO. See on the ticker. And as we stated earlier today, next week we'll have 3C2A championship coverage of men's and women's soccer and women's volleyball up in the north. That would be below the wall.
Martin to bring it in. Gets it to Salazar. Looking for Del Castillo on the cut, but it's off to Omi. Salazar, she'll fire from 3. Rimming no. Rebound Siaki. And there might be something fitting in that, as Siaki has led the way scoring here, particularly in the fourth quarter, and ultimately has her hands on the ball to really officially put this one away, 63-56, and Mounties heading to the line for a couple of free throws.
Well, Siaki, 7 points in the opening game here of the Tournament of Champions, 14 yesterday, and now 24. Vermillion with 20-plus yesterday, only with 12 scoreless in the second half. Jeff, I think Deja Siaki has made a point and has made a case for player of the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, coming up big at the biggest moment. So Ventura going to take a timeout with 12.6 remaining. You're watching the VC-Kiwanis Tournament of Champions here on SoCalCollegeSports.com and the VC Sports Network. Final 12.6, and the Mounties hold off a very game effort from the Pirates. The Pirates had come back to tie it late in the third, but a big three by McLaughlin late in the third gave the Mounties a 3-point lead heading into the fourth. And then hot shooting from Deja Siaki has really keyed the effort here in the fourth to hold off the Pirates as Del Castillo gets to the line for a couple of free throws. And now the Pirates will come off the line.
Getting word from Will Cowan, all tournament players for Ventura, Davina Del Castillo, and Jazz Martin.
Well, that certainly seems fitting. Last 10 seconds, and the Pirates going to back off and not foul. So the final score, 65-58. The Mounties, the 2017 VC-Kiwanis Tournament of Champions. And why not, I guess, the two-time defending champions, and they win the Tournament of Champions. So something seems to work about that. Mounties with the win, 65-58. We'll come back and wrap things up here from Ventura. You're watching the VC-Kiwanis Tournament of Champions here on SoCalCollegeSports.com and the VC Sports Network.
have the all-tournament selections here at the Tournament of Champions. John A. Vermillion, Dominique McLaughlin. We already mentioned Davina Del Castillo, Jasmine Martin. All-tournament selections here at the TOC. Ventura College and the MVP, Deja Siaki and Jeffrey. A very impressive performance this weekend from Deja. 24 points in the final. An MVP selection. The 20th Annual Tournament of Champions here from Ventura College in the books, and your champion Mount San Antonio College with a win over Ventura. Rematch of last year's semifinal for the state championship. And Jeffrey, impressed by both teams.
Yeah, you'd almost have to be. The Pirates coming from this one, and I think if you're looking for good news, they were closer in this matchup than they were in the state semifinals last year. So obviously there's a lot to work with there if you're Ventura College, and if you're the Mounties, it's just more of the same. It's a loaded, talented team, well coached, and I think one thing that we've alluded to, but I think it's worth mentioning as well, they showed a lot of poise this weekend. That was a big fourth quarter push from a very good team in San Joaquin Delta. They didn't go to pieces down the stretch there. They held them off for the win. This was a good push from a very talented team in Ventura playing at home, coming back to tie the game. And both times that they did, the Mounties immediately hit a big shot and took the lead back. And that shows, beyond the talent, a kind of championship pedigree, a championship character that carries on like from year to year with the team. And this team seems to have it as well.
The tools, the talent, the pedigree. You're exactly right. Right. Hit it right on the head. And Coach Critchlow always coaches them up. Deja Siaki really stood out today. Stood out yesterday in the first half, Vermillion closing the show, and today, vice versa, it was Siaki closing the fourth quarter. She went on a 7-0 run that really sealed the deal for Mount Sac.
Here's the scary thing, too, when you watch them is they play so well together, don't you agree?
I do.
I think that's what makes them so tough to defend is they have a great synergy between the two in terms of their spacing and their skill sets, and it just makes them that much tougher to defend.
You're gonna yell out Mount Sac Mounties and drop the mic on me? If anybody gets that movie reference, that'd be great.
Yeah, we talked about them in our own way.
That'll wrap it up for our coverage here of the TOC, Tournament of Champions at Ventura College. Special thanks are out of the way. We'll remind everybody, this broadcast brought to you by the Athletic Department, spearheaded by Will Cowan of Ventura College.
Yeah,
Again,
none of it would happen without Will, and that's big. He really goes a long way to make this happen.
Yeah, and we champion his efforts throughout the season, and we look forward to bringing you more coverage of Ventura College basketball. Again, your final in the final of the TOC, 65-58. Ventura goes down to Mount Sac. For Jeff Storinoff, for Matt Henson, for Jorge Zepeda, signing off here for SoCalCollegeSports.com. Remember, we'll have coverage, championship coverage of women's volleyball and men's and women's soccer this coming weekend. Join us on our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1, and at our website, www.SoCalCollegeSports.com. I am Mike Zepeda, signing off.